This is the ZINUS Linda mid-century wood platform bed frame, and I've been sleeping on it every night for the last 3 months. I picked it because I wanted that clean mid-century look without paying designer prices, and I needed something that ships in one box, assembles fast, and doesn't require a box spring. From my experience, this frame nails the vibe and gets a lot right on usability, with a couple of quirks you should know about before you buy. The style is the headline. The spindled headboard and tapered legs give it that easy mid-century profile that works with almost any bedding. The wood is stained a deep brown that reads as dark pecan in daylight at my place, warmer and a touch lighter than some of the photos online. The grain is visible and looks good from a few feet away. Up close, there are a couple of practical details to note. The top rail of the headboard uses exposed screw heads. They're neatly aligned, but they're still visible, which takes a bit away from the otherwise clean look. I ended up not minding, but I do notice them. The overall footprint for the King is roughly 82.3 inches long, 79 inches wide, and about 41.34 inches tall to the top of the headboard. The platform height is about 12 inches off the floor, which I like because it's easy to get in and out of bed, and I can slide storage bins and a robot vacuum under there. The frame feels sturdy when you lean into it, and the legs have a stable stance. The headboard is comfortable to lean against with 2 pillows. The finish has a soft sheen, not glossy, and it wipes clean with a dry cloth as advertised. One small surprise, the inner platform is intentionally a bit smaller than a standard king mattress, so my mattress hangs over the sides by roughly half an inch. It doesn't affect sleep, but it does change the look. Sheets and the edge of the mattress sit proud of the rails. If you're picky about a perfectly flush mattress-to-frame fit, keep that in mind. Unboxing was straightforward. Everything arrived in one heavy box, and the parts were packed smartly without the usual mess of foam flakes. Assembly was the best I've had with flat-pack furniture. The instructions are clear, the pieces are labeled, and the included ratchet Allen wrench is genuinely helpful. With a second set of hands, I had it set up in under an hour. The slats are wooden and attached to the rails to support the mattress, which means no box spring is needed. If you're new to slats, think of them as a series of wood boards that spread your weight evenly and keep the mattress from sagging. There's also a steel center beam with support legs, which gives the frame extra strength across the middle. A nice touch, especially for heavier mattresses. Sleeping on it the first few weeks, the frame felt solid and quiet. No wobble, no sway, no squeaks. Around week 6 or 7, I started to hear a small creak when I sat on the left edge. It wasn't loud, but it was there. I tightened the hardware and added a thin strip of felt between 2 contact points where wood meets metal on that side. That knocked the noise down to almost nothing. About a month later, a faint noise popped up near the foot, which I handled the same way. In my opinion, this is typical for bolt-together wood frames. Wood and metal don't expand and contract the same way, and a little maintenance keeps things snug. The upside is it's easy to access everything and tighten as needed. The claim of squeak-free use is accurate at the start, but over time, you'll likely need to touch up the fasteners. I'm about 200 pounds and sleep with a partner, and the frame has had zero trouble with support. ZINUS rates this at up to 700 pounds for the larger sizes, and it feels up to the task. The center support legs do their job. I don't feel any dip in the middle. Motion control is mostly about your mattress, but the base doesn't add any extra bounce. The 12-inch clearance has been practical. I store off-season bedding under there, and the vacuum gets underneath without getting stuck. I did notice one small rough spot on the underside of a side rail when I ran my hand across it during assembly. I touched it up with a bit of fine sandpaper, and it was fine. Color-wise, my unit leans warmer than walnut, more like dark pecan. That doesn't bother me, but if you're color-matching other furniture, be aware there can be variation. Key features that stood out to me are the classic headboard with spindles, the solid wood frame paired with a steel center beam, and the wooden slats that eliminate the need for a box spring. The dimensions for the King sit at about 82.3 by 79 by 41.34 inches, and the platform height is about 12 inches. From my experience, the one-box delivery and the included ratchet tool simplify setup in a way that makes the whole process feel accessible, even if you're not handy. The 5-year warranty is reassuring, and while I haven't needed it, it's good to have. What I like most is the balance of style, ease, and support. It looks more expensive than it is, and it anchors the room without trying too hard. Assembly is not just simple, it's satisfying. The frame feels planted and doesn't shift when I climb in. The slats provide consistent support, and not needing a box spring keeps the bed at a nice height and saves money. The underbed space is legitimately useful, which is something I value more than I expected. I also appreciate that with occasional tightening, the frame stays largely quiet. There are a few things I wish were different. The exposed screws on the headboard are a design trade-off I notice daily. I'd love screw caps or a different fastening method to keep that top line clean. The mattress overhang is a design choice some people will dislike for aesthetic reasons. And if you're extremely sensitive to noise, know that you might need to maintain the hardware every few months to keep things calm. It's perfect for renters, first-time homeowners, guest rooms, and anyone who wants mid-century style with straightforward assembly. I'd recommend this for people who value the look and don't mind light maintenance, and for those who want strong support without a box spring. If you're a stickler for absolutely silent furniture or exposed fasteners bother you, you may want to consider that before buying. In my opinion, the price-to-style ratio is the headline. You get the tapered legs, open headboard, and warm wood tone, and you get a structurally confident frame that ships in one box with smart tools. The maintenance is real but minimal. A quick check of bolts and contact points every couple of months has kept mine performing well. For a king frame that's easy to set up and live with, that's a trade-off I'm okay with. In conclusion, the ZINUS Linda mid-century wood platform bed frame delivers on the core promise. Classic mid-century looks, solid support, and simple setup. The minor squeaks that show up over time are manageable with routine tightening, and the visible screws plus the small mattress overhang are the two style quirks to weigh. I'm keeping mine because it fits my space and habits, and I'd buy it again knowing what I know now. It's perfect for anyone chasing that clean, warm, mid-century look and a hassle-light assembly experience, with a realistic expectation that you might need to tweak it now and then to keep it quiet. From my experience, this is a sturdy, stylish platform bed that feels dependable and looks good day to day. If you've been on the fence, weigh how you feel about the exposed hardware and the mattress fit. If those don't bother you, this frame is a strong pick for the money. I'd recommend this for design-focused buyers on a budget, guest rooms, and anyone moving into a new place who wants a fast, reliable setup that doesn't need a box spring. Key features like the spindled headboard, the steel-reinforced center beam, and the included tools make it practical and good-looking in a simple way that just works. I'll leave the details about the ZINUS Linda mid-century wood platform bed frame in the comments for you to check out. See you in the next video.